Serbs went to the polls for a presidential election seen by many as a choice between war and peace. Former communist and current President Milosevic is running against the moderate Prime Minister Panic. Milosevic has urged Serbs to ignore world pressure and to press on with Serbian fighting in Bosnia, while Panic says he would stop the fighting and meet international conditions for removal of sanctions. Election results are expected Monday. A Ukrainian family has opened its home to a needy soul this Christmas. His name is Fantic, and yeah, that's him. He's a 4-month-old baby Indian elephant. Zoo officials were afraid the baby would be killed by its mother, so for the time being, Fantic is living in a 3-bedroom apartment with a zookeeper and her family. Kind of a unique way to show the Christmas spirit. When we come back, we'll find out what kind of weather we can expect for Christmas week. But first, a holiday greeting from an Arizona serviceman stationed overseas.
My name is Staff Sergeant Dwight Garland, stationed at Camp Humphreys, Korea. I'd like to send this, I'd like to say happy holidays to my family in Apache Junction, Arizona, to my wife Sandra, my two children, Angela and Dwight Jr. Happy holidays to you. See you when I get home. I love y'all very much.
It's Christmas at Home Depot, where you'll find the most useful gifts of all. Like this Ryobi 10-inch table saw system for power and precision, just $549. Or this Ryobi 4.5-inch orbital sander. It's twice as fast as ordinary sanders, just $69.36. And this versatile Ryobi 16-inch scroll saw for precision cutting of all types of materials, just $145. Happy holidays from Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
This holiday season, thousands across Arizona will go hungry unless you help. When you donate non-perishable food items at Bash's', we'll help your donation go even further by matching it pound for pound. Then we'll forward it to St. Vincent de Paul and other community food banks for distribution.
Together, we can help the hungry over the holidays.
The Bash's' Food Drive. Going on now at Bash's', where you've got a friend.
Hello, I'm Dan Grubb. At this time of year, we say Merry Christmas as we express our feelings to each other with simply those 2 words. Wouldn't it be something, though, during the coming new year, if we could continue to use just a word or two to encourage, to appreciate, to understand, and to thank? Why, we could extend the true meaning of Christmas throughout the whole year. From all of us at all the Lou Grubb dealerships, have a Merry Christmas.
From high mountain snows to low desert floors, from deep canyons to delicate wonders. Ah, what a state Arizona is. I'm Bill Everton. You know, in the many years I've traveled the Arizona road, I've seen so many of the wonders this land of contrast has to offer. And now, thanks to Arizona Highways Magazine and Channel 10, you can see them too in our videotape entitled Arizona Land of Contrast. To order your copy, call this toll-free number now. Ah, it's a trip you'll long remember.
Spokane is experiencing some very wintry weather today. Take a look at this. Heavy snow fell last night, adding 6 inches to the 1 foot already on the ground there. Strong gusty winds there are also causing big problems with blowing and drifting snow, which is making driving hazardous for residents there. And you know, we do this so often. We show snow from different parts of the country. You have to wonder in the summertime, up there when we're like 115, if they show video of us like sweating on the street.
Well, it's more interesting.
Those poor people in Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. But it's more interesting to see that snow. You know, also in Washington State, they received 25 inches of snow at a place called Snoqualmie Pass.
Snoqualmie Pass.
And that's since this morning, too. So they've gotten their share of snow, our share of snow, and someone else's share of snow.
I agree.
Up in that whole region has been very heavy. It just hit hard with all the snow from the winter weather they've been having up in that region. But fortunately, that weather's not going to be passing our way. As a matter of fact, this week, weather-wise, is going to be rather nice and quiet. Let's go first, though, to the numbers and show you the high for today. Reached 57 degrees, the low this morning at 36. The normal 66 and 40, and the record high 78 degrees, and the record low 24 degrees, set right before the turn of the century, 1897. Temperature right now 55 degrees, winds from the west at 7, humidity at 32%, dew point at 26 degrees. Rainfall, you can see we're well ahead on the year, and the pressure right now is holding steady. Well, the satellite picture over the whole western half of the country is basically cloudy. As a matter of fact, the west of the Rockies anyway. It's just clouds from Washington where that big low pressure system is causing all that strong and heavy, hard winter weather for not only Washington State, but down into Oregon, also into Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. 5 inches of snow in places in Montana. Also some very heavy snow in Glacier National Park, up around 10 inches of snow there. But here down in Arizona, though, weather is actually going to be rather nice because we're between two weather makers. One's passing through the southern half of the state. The other one will be passing over the northern portion of Arizona. And as they track through our state, it will be tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday, basically just some sunshine and just some clouds just to make it interesting. Otherwise, temperatures 38 here in the valley, also mid-30s along the western deserts. 4 degrees in Flagstaff, 9 in Winslow, 5 degrees in the White Mountains. That's cold. Just makes me cold thinking about that. Warms up to about 62 here in Phoenix. Also low 60s along the western deserts. 43, from 4 degrees up to 43 in Flagstaff, Winslow 25, the White Mountains 32 degrees. Well, we already talked about the western half of the country. East of the Mississippi, though, we've got a cold front stretching from New England down into Texas. Some widely scattered shower activity scattered along that frontal system. High pressure system situated here, bringing clear skies but some very cold temperatures to those folks. Now, our forecast, we talked about a nice, quiet, and weather week. Well, tonight some high clouds, a low of 38 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshine, 62 and 40, the high and low. And for Tuesday, no real change, 62 and 41. And for the 5-day, I'm proud to tell you no real changes there at all. We may warm up a little bit by the end of the week, but we'll still stay near normal temperature-wise. Lots of sunshine, a few high clouds for effect. And, oh, goodness gracious alive, someone must have mopped that spot. How about fell and landed on my rear end?
Well, we're glad you didn't. That was a nice save there.
I'm safe.
Okay, Bill Ottinger filling in for Jim Schneebel.
That's right, he's got the weekend off.
That's right. Thanks a lot, Bill. We'll see you at 10. Ahead in sports, the Cards start out strong, but as JD reminds us, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. He'll start his sportscast with the story of the Cardinals and Colts right after this timeout.
Motorola is more than a company. Motorola is a family with tens of thousands of people who work and live right here in the valley. Each of these individuals cares as much about this community as they do each other. After all, they live here. Season's greetings from our family to yours.
We're just people. We're Motorola.
President's Choice Zipper Back Shoe. Premium quality for less, only at Smitty's. The easy way it feels is what makes it so appealing.
Try it. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back.
Each mom and dad watching now knows how hard it is to be a good parent. We want to do a good job, but how? They didn't teach us in school, and who's got the time to take classes, read books, or see the professionals? Well, the Family America Society is answering your call. This videotape can really change things for the better. It's called You Can Be a Better Parent in 30 Minutes, and it'll do exactly what the title says. In just 30 minutes, you'll learn how to get your child to follow instructions, how to discipline without hollering, how to get your child to do better in school, and much more. Make a call now to help your son or daughter. Make a call now to be a better parent. Call toll-free, 1-800-800-6164. That's 1-800-800-6164. You'll receive the parenting video that everyone's talking about. Call 1-800-800-6164 for yourself or someone you know. Be a better parent and call now.
Watch the game from start to finish. My husband called me into the room to watch the Cardinals as they were going to attempt this field goal, and then everybody who watched knows what happened.
Yeah, well, it was one of those days.
Oh.
Unfortunately, there have been too many of those days. You folks who settle up and ride the range from time to time know that you never stand behind a horse because you might get kicked. Now, the same rule applies in football. You never want to get behind the Colts because they might kick you around. And sure enough, The Cardinals get horseshoed by the Colts this afternoon. Early on, Cardinals look like they're going to run over Ted Marchibroda's team. I mean, Joe Bugle has his guys psyched up inside the Hoosier Dome. Watch Johnny Johnson march right in here. Johnson, 146 yards on the ground today, 7-0 Phoenix. Cards led 10-3 at halftime. Second half, Colts get even. Jeff George to Anthony Johnson. Boy, Cards don't have a chance in this particular pass coverage. Tied at 10 after 3. Fourth quarter, check this out. Freddie Joe Nunn back in the lineup, gets to Jeff George. Ball gets loose. Steve Heisch recovers. It leads to a Greg Davis field goal, ties it up at 13. But with 49 seconds left, Dean Biasucci for the Colts, a 44-yarder. Indy has a lead. Cards have one more chance right here. They're marching it down. They're in field goal range, but the pass is picked off. Mike Pryor with his third interception, and the Colts win it 16-13. And you can see our guys a little bit frustrated. Elsewhere in the NFL this afternoon, a display of divisional strife. The Eagles and Redskins, like the Cardinals, both members of the NFC East. But unlike the Cardinals, both those teams in playoff contention. Pick it up with the Skins striking through the air. Mark Rippon drops back and finds Ricky Sanders. 62 yards on the scoring strike as Eric Allen of ASU, former ASU star, gets beat right there. Ball game is tied at 7. Eagles take the lead here. Randall Cunningham to Calvin Williams. Jump ball is won by Williams. Touchdown makes it Eagles by 4. Last play of the game, Eric Allen steps in front right here to break up the pass intended for Gary Clark from Mark Rippon. And guess what? Eagles clinch a playoff berth. Whipping Washington 17-13. Now, down to the Superdome where the Saints hope to march right over the Bills. Didn't happen. Buffalo shuffles in here late. Thurman Thomas puts the Bills up 17-16. Saints still have a chance to come back in this thing. Ensuing kickoff. Look at this. That's called losing the handle on the ball. Bills recover. They kick a field goal and take it 20-16. NFL board, Detroit over the Bears, and how? The Packers pack it in over the Rams. Minnesota 6-3 over the Steelers. That's what you call a defensive struggle. 20-10 Bengals beat up on the Pats. 10-6 Denver still in the hunt, taking care of the Seahawks. 17-14 Oilers beat the Brownies by a field goal. 36-14. How about the Chargers? They're headed to the playoffs. They whip up on the Raiders, and the Jets in Miami just underway down at Joe Robbie Stadium. We opened this sportscast with the Cardinals losing a close game to the Colts of the Hoosier Dome, but also in Indy this afternoon, a college basketball game that the visitors win going away. That's because the visiting team is number 5 North Carolina. Tar Heels steal the ball from the Butler Bulldogs. George Lynch jams it home. He had 18 points, and a guy who grew up in Indy. And how did he grow up? He really grew up. 7-footer Eric Montrose chips in 13, slams it home there. Dean Smith with his 746th win. That ties him 7th place on the all-time list with his old coach, Fog Allen of Kansas. Tar Heels beat Butler 103-56. You see it on the board. You also see Seton Hall, the number 7 team, by 20 over Fairleigh Dickinson. And in overtime, it took an overtime for number 10 Florida State to beat Temple by 11 and number 25 Cal by 7 over Santa Clara. College basketball closer to home tomorrow night. ASU entertaining NAU. The tip-off time set for 7. Then Tuesday night, the Sun Devils will host Northeast Illinois. Also on Tuesday night, the Suns host Golden State at the arena. It's an early start, 6 o'clock for a national cable TV audience. You can be in the audience at the arena tomorrow as the Suns hold an open practice. Bring a can of food and get in free or pay $1 at the door. All those proceeds go to the Salvation Army. The open workout at the arena runs from 11 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Now to golf. An Australian and an Englishman battle in a shootout for scotch. Well, not really. It's the Johnny Walker World Championship. Nick Faldo and Greg Norman. Faldo needs this to tie. He gets it. But wait, Norman can win it. Norman can win it if he hits this putt. He doesn't. They go to sudden death. Faldo wins it. $550,000 for Faldo. As you see, poor Greg Norman missing this putt again. But don't feel bad for the Shark. I mean, he still got $300,000.
That's not too shabby.
Not too bad, is it?
Thanks a lot, J.D. Up next, some race car drivers rev up their engines, all in an effort to help feed the hungry this holiday. And their fans even show up to help out. Stay with us.
PC, I know CompUSA has over 5,000 great gift ideas at super low prices every day, but can you tell me about a few?
I sure can, Bob. There's the Microsoft Windows 3.1 upgrade. Microsoft Windows 3.1 operating system enhances MS-DOS to make your PC even easier to use.
Is that computer related?
Yeah, and 3M data cartridges and diskettes will protect your data.
Oh, boy.
They're 100% certified error-free, and they have a lifetime guarantee. There's nothing like Christmas in the USA.
Yeah, but why the scarf?
In case I run into some animated weather.
CompUSA, the computer superstore.
A recent university study confirms something that has millions of asthma sufferers breathing easier. Clinical tests showed Primatene tablets help keep asthma sufferers breathing freely for hours. Primatene tablets, with the asthma reliever doctors recommend.
My hemorrhoids hurt so much, I was afraid I needed surgery. But my doctor said they weren't serious, and it's time I used Preparation H.
Preparation H helps shrink swelling of inflamed hemorrhoidal tissues and often relieves pain, itching, and burning for hours. Doctor recommended Preparation H.
Just because the 80s are over doesn't mean you have to stop looking out for number one, especially when Chevrolet makes it so easy for you. For instance, for a limited time, Chevrolet has made it possible for dealers to get you a new Lumina equipped with the extras you're looking for, but without the extra cost. Now, who said the 90s were going to be dull?
As wonderful as a southwestern holiday season can be, as dependable as a clear sky after a desert snowstorm, as delicious as you can possibly imagine. It's holiday foods from your Abco food store.
Abco has whole boneless cornfield ham for 99 cents a pound and delicious Sara Lee fruit pies only $1.99 each, and 6 packs of regular or diet Pepsi for $1.19 each.
Happy holidays from all of us at Abco Foods.
Let's take another look at our weather.
It looks like we're getting off to a great start to our weather. Over the next few days, nothing but sunshine in the forecast. Look at this 5-day. Low to middle 60s with some sunshine, a few clouds for effect, and lows right around the low 40s. So a nice day and a nice week in store for us.
Thanks, Bill. A race against hunger took place in the valley today. Sprint car drivers took part in the Slick 50 Eagle One Midget Series. That's right, the Slick 50 Eagle One Midget Series at the Manzanita Speedway. That went on in Phoenix this afternoon. The dune buggies roared around those curves to entertain the crowds, but also to help provide nutritious holiday meals and emergency food to valley residents in need. Race fans brought a non-perishable food item as part of their admission into the race. And the race isn't over yet, but this just in. Sammy Swindell is leading at this very moment.
We'll update it on sports tonight at 10.
Thanks, JD. Thanks for joining us. That's it for tonight's Channel 10 News at 6. We leave you tonight with folks enjoying today's sprint car race against hunger at the Manzanita Speedway. See you at 10.
It's brilliance, enchanted. It's a family tradition. KTSP Channel 10 and KMLE Country 108 present the Holiday Light Spectacular. November 20th through January 3rd at West World of Scottsdale. See Santa and his